right, Sunday here from Nutritional Designs and Pharmacy. Welcome to another session with us. There's so much to talk about. Sometimes it's hard to even kind of make heads or tails of where to start, but we're trying to focus on some basic factors, things that people come in all the time for us. And one of the interesting things people come in for on a very regular basis is something as simple as cholesterol. You maybe go, well, that's why I just take my pill. But there's a lot of people out there, maybe one of you listening here right now is searching out some other options. And there are many great options to help balance and basically, in essence, improve a lipid panel that is maybe a little off skew on you. So for this session, I'm going to call this our Cholesterol 101 session. I kind of want to touch on exactly what cholesterol is all about. So first of all, before we dive into what to do for it, you have to understand your numbers. Numbers become very important. Your doctor's concerned with them. So understanding why and how those become a concern, I want to kind of explain them a little bit further. First of all, we kind of make the word cholesterol sound like it's just flat out a dirty word. Like, why is it even in my body if it's so bad? So cholesterol has purpose, and we have seemed to have forgotten the fact that cholesterol has a major purpose in the body. So cholesterol is very, very necessary for your immune health and repair of tissue and things like that. So when it elevates, one of the first things I have to ask is not, okay, we got to get it down, but why? Why is it up in you? What's going on in your system that would make cholesterol raise? Now, granted, if you're doing horrible fast food on a regular basis and it consumes your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, okay, there you go. Change that. You don't have to sit and listen to this. You have to make those diet changes. But if you've done a number of things like that, and maybe you've got some family tendency, that's the other thing I don't like hearing. Oh, it's just in my family. There's definitely still some things you can do for that. We just want to make those numbers healthy and happy. There's purpose behind that cholesterol. Cholesterol is also the great-great-grandma of all of your hormones. And I kind of like to joke around in the fact that you see a commercial for a cholesterol medication during the World Series, and then a couple commercials later there is a commercial for some of those ED products for erectile dysfunction, and I kind of go, I wonder why. So needless to say, cholesterol is very important into health of hormones. So you want to make sure that those numbers stay healthy. So let's chat really quickly. Ideally, they want your cholesterol below 200. Fine, I can deal with that, but it's more about the numbers that make up that total. HDL and LDL are the two things that we initially really look at when we look at that lipid panel. Your HDL has been considered your good, your LDL has been considered your bad, and I hate labeling anything bad, but it's all about balance within these numbers. Not necessarily just a total cholesterol. And then there's something called your triglycerides. Now realize, guys, this gets terribly complicated, and I could talk about this for about the next 30 minutes, but that's not what we're here to do today. So understand that HDL, ideally, we would love to see it above a 50. Maybe on your labs, you'll see it, 40 or above. In a perfect world, I'd love to see you over 50. If you're in the 40s, okay, but if you're pushing below that 40 mark, we start really panicking, at least I do. We do know that even when all your other numbers look good and your good cholesterol is low, we have seen changes over years with mental decline, a quicker issue or ability to decrease that over time. So we want to keep that solid. Then there's the LDL, which is considered your bad cholesterol. And that needs to stay in check. Granted, I do believe that. We don't want you too high, but I do not want you too low, because LDL is a transport factor, very important for fat transport out into the body and then proper removal. But we need to have a balance of that in your system, because we do need fat to be transported out into the system for other reasons. Then there's your triglycerides. Triglycerides are something that a lot of people, when they come in, they're kind of go, my what? And so I have to make sure that they get their numbers and we take a look and talk about that. But, we want the LDL between maybe 100 and 130. The triglycerides, we want below 150. Now, one of the things I look at is I like the triglycerides as close to your HDL number as possible. So if your HDL is, say, 65, I love your triglycerides to be around a 70. That'd be perfect. The closer they are to about the same number, I'd be very happy. But when we start to see a lot of American triglycerides are very high. Triglycerides are 3 factors. They are alcohol intake, they are high carbohydrates in the diet or too many carbs, and there's a digestive component that can also be a factor as to why triglycerides might be elevated in your system. So it's all those factors that we might want to take a look at. So depending on where your needs are, where your numbers are, we can then move into your next session, which will be cholesterol 102, and enjoy that. So until next time, if you found this video helpful, please share it. Wellness Solutions for Life is what we're all about, so please share the love.